Good morning, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel, Melly's Yarn and Book Adventures. My name is Melly. And this is my channel where I talk about everything crafty, from knitting, crocheting, spinning, fiber, yarn, and books. I know that you guys were probably wondering, hey, what happened to Vlogmas? Well, this is what happened to Vlogmas. The week of Christmas, because that's, I think, what's missing is the week of Christmas. My kids ended up having to stay home for virtual school. My husband got off work the Friday before the week of Christmas. He took some vacation time he had left over. And my oldest daughter's school also did a virtual, like she's in high school, did virtual. So I had no time. I had 3 children and a husband at home. And so I just couldn't sit down. I mean, I probably could have did it when everybody went upstairs to bed at night, but by that time I didn't want to do anything. The other reason is because my phone started acting very, very, very weird. So if you notice a difference in quality, it's because I got a new phone. Yeah. So let's see. Christmas was great. I did struggle a little bit this year with Christmas because last year, in 2020, my parents passed away. So the Christmas of 2020, we ended up, that week of Christmas, me and my husband ended up with COVID and had to quarantine in the room. So basically, like, there was no Christmas. And because I was so sick, my parents not being there for Christmas didn't really, what's the word? It didn't fully set in, because I wasn't thinking about Christmas and I wasn't celebrating Christmas. Like, you know, we weren't doing, obviously, I still had all my decorations up and my kids still got their presents, but we couldn't do a celebration like we normally do in a dinner and all that good stuff. So because I was in a room with 103 fever, and half the time I was either in a fevered sleep or, you know, so it never really fully like set with me that my parents weren't here. This year, leading up to Christmas, like, I didn't want to be at work, I didn't want to do anything, and I was trying not like, it wasn't like a struggle to the point that, obviously, because I've made peace with my parents being gone, that's not the problem. The problem was that this was the first Christmas that I really didn't celebrate with them in some form or capacity, or I couldn't go visit them, and I was aware of it. So like leading up to Christmas, I kind of struggled a little bit mentally with it, and they were in my dreams, and I try not to project it, but internally I was struggling with it. And then so like when that week of everybody being at home, you know, came around, I was busy. So my mind was busy and I was doing things, and I didn't have a moment to get, to sit down. And I think it kind of helped me a little bit. But again, I still struggled, like, just a little bit. Anyway, Christmas Eve, we did, what did we do for Christmas Eve? We did pizza. We did pizza on Christmas Eve. My husband was like, no, don't cook. My mother-in-law came over, her husband came over, we had drinks, we played some dominoes. The kids kind of just didn't want nothing to do with nobody. So they were upstairs doing their own thing, including my son. He was playing his video games. Christmas morning, we got up, we opened our gifts, we had breakfast, we enjoyed the day. What did I do on Christmas Day? Did I cook? Yes, I cooked the goose. See, I don't even remember what I did because I was so busy that I was doing so much stuff. I cooked the goose. The goose came out great. I did not eat the goose. Why did I not eat the goose? Because I got tired of looking at it by the time I was done cooking it. I mean, I tasted it, obviously. My husband and kids were like, oh, okay, it tastes good, but let's not eat this again. Not because they didn't like it, just because it was just different and, you know, try something different, try something new. It didn't ruin Christmas or anything like that. But, yeah, I mean, they ate it, they enjoyed it. I saved more than, it was like a lot. It was a big goose. Like, I should not have bought that big of a goose. But I didn't know how it cooked and if it shrunk down. And, you know, it looks big in the packaging. But then once it cooks, you know, it shrinks. Like, I don't know. Sent some to my brother. My brother said it was good. It was good to try something new. I mean, we had a good day. New Year's, we just hung around and we hung around, we had drinks. My mother-in-law again came over. I had family come from the week after Christmas. The week that Tuesday after that week after Christmas, I had my kid's godmother come over from, she lives close to New York. And her mom, who I've known since I was 14. So she knew me before I had kids. She was a friend from Puerto Rico. They worked in a hotel we used to stay at with my parents. And we just, even though she was older than me, she was like 10 years older than me, I seem to gravitate towards older people. I don't know why. Maybe because I was all my brothers and all my siblings were older than me, and like there was nobody young around me. And by the time I was in my teens, I had nieces and nephews that were babies. So there was never I only had like one cousin that was my age. Anyway, long story short, she came over. I cooked dinner. I cooked roast pork and rice and beans, and it was a great dinner. Had fun. It was just a great busy time. But that is not why you are here, that I've been talking for 7 minutes and 29 seconds. But I just kind of wanted to give you an update. My kids were, after New Year's, my kids had a whole extra week off of school because their school celebrates the Three Kings and the 12 days of Christmas. Something like that. And then the week they were supposed to go back in person to school, because they go to a charter school, the school was like, there's a lot of teachers and like there's a lot of reports of people coming positive with COVID tests. And I kind of thought that was going to happen because Christmas in the, not every, but most Hispanic or Latin cultures, Christmas and New Year's is a big thing, especially in Puerto Rico. And I kind of figured that was going to happen. So they had the extra couple days off. They had until that week after New Year's. And then they had a week of virtual. So I had them, Three Kings is on the 6th. So they finished off that week. 6th, 7th, whatever. And then they had the following week off. So I had my two extra, like they're extra kids. I had my middle and my youngest at home. So they just went back to school yesterday. And I told the bus driver for my son, I was like, I am so happy to see you. I was like, how was your holidays? How was your Christmas? I was like, how many times have you heard, I'm so happy to see you this morning? And so yesterday I just kind of enjoyed my day, my quiet. I figured today, hey, why not? Let's just do a video. Let's update everybody on what's been going on, where I've been. Look at a hot mess. All right, so what have I been working on? Well, I don't know if you remember the Christmas socks that I started. I finished them. There are 2. I have worn them. They are comfy. They are cozy. I've worn them. They were sitting on my edge of my couch because I was going to put them on this morning. And then, hold on one second. Wait a minute. I have something to show you. I have something else to show you. I forgot. Sorry. I don't know how to pause my video. I have something else to show you. Okay. And then, do you remember I was making a sweater? Well, I still haven't finished the sweater. I'm on the sleeves. I did one sleeve. My daughter was like, oh, that's long. The sleeve's going to be too long, so I kind of like altered the pattern. And then decided I didn't like it. So I made the second sleeve the way the pattern should be in the length, kind of. Because it says knit sleeve until 13 inches from underarm. Well, after I was done the decreases, it was like 15 inches from underarm. But it's still not, I think it's because I'm using a heavier yarn. So the sizing's good. I mean, the measurements are going to be a little bit off, which is fine. So I got to take out the first sleeve I did, rip back, and do the last two, because I stopped at two. I did the decreases, but I had started the rip early. So I did the 6th and 7th decrease within the rib, and I didn't like the way it looked. Anyway, what else am I working on? Or no, that was my finished object, and I'm working on my sweater. I'm also working on a pair of socks, which is why I went and grabbed that other bag, because I have something to show you. These, my DPNs, which I will show you, but these are Drops Pro Classics. For a while, I liked the 9-inch needles, and then I realized that I like the DPNs. I like the original. The fact that DPNs were like the original way to go. Like the vintage, when knitting back in whenever knitting, you use 2 straight needles or you use DPN. Like, it's the old school way. I mean, I could never do circulars. I like my 9-inch, but I realized that the last time I tried to knit I knit my daughter's socks and my husband's socks for Christmas on 9-inch needles. And I realized right then, I had bought the size I needed, a bigger size. My hands don't hurt while I'm knitting, but they kind of bother me afterwards. I have rheumatoid arthritis, and my hands can get a little weird. But I noticed on my DPNs, I have more control. It's a better movement for me. So I've already had DPNs on like Zings. I've had random DPNs from when I was first learning how to knit socks and whatever, and bamboo ones. And then I bought my ChiaoGoo set. But I was like, I love DPNs. I don't need any more knitting needles, because I seem like, I have my ChiaoGoo interchangeable for sweaters, and if I'm knitting flat, like, I'm good. But I want all the DPNs. Like, I have a thing I want all the DPNs. I don't know why. Like, weird. Anyway, so, and they have, like, you can't see it, but it's kind of like the ChiaoGoo. It's kind of like engraved. The size is engraved on this. These are 3.5. Now, the only thing I would say is, with these, they're slippery. Obviously, they're metal. ChiaoGoos have a little bit of a matte finish. These have a shiny finish. So you have to be careful. Because until you start actually using them, once you get into it and, you start to wear it starts to get worn from the yarn rubbing, they're slippery. Anyway, what else am I working on? Another pair of socks. I have a thing for the worsted weight. Darn, I started these. I made another pair in these, in this color. Anyway. So I started another pair. I found in the basement while I was putting away stuff, another Patton's worsted. And I had bought this gray because I had to return a neck light I had bought from Michael's, and they didn't want to give me back my original payment, which was debit, but they didn't want to give me back my original payment. They wanted to give me store credit. So I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. You know, I probably was going to use it to buy something else anyway. So I went, and I originally bought another bag. Actually, I have 3 bags. I'm pretty sure I have whole nother bag somewhere. But I bought one of these. And so this is my sock. And it's knit on, these are oh my God, I don't even know what needle size these are. Wait, these are 2.5 millimeter needles. And I'm going to tell you the reason why in a second. Because if you notice, they're a little bit different than my normal needles. I'm blaming this one on you, Jan. From our Saturday night lives, Miss Jan. I'm blaming this on you. Which I know you probably don't watch the videos, but I'm blaming on you. One of the videos, you had mentioned the Arrow knitting needles. Now, Arrow is no longer around, but you can still find them. Etsy, eBay, you can still find them. So I went, and I think I like collecting. I mean, obviously I would use it, but I like the thought of collecting it because now I got like 6 other ones coming. But I went on Etsy and I bought some vintage Arrow 2.5. I just wanted to try them out, and I didn't know sizing wise because they're a little bit different. They're so I bought 2.5s, and the sock fits just fine. It'll just be, I mean, it's nice and soft and smushy. And I did realize this, because when I started learning how to knit socks, I don't know why, but all the patterns that I was learning from used 3 needles. Now, I like my 4 needles using the 5th. Now, I didn't realize that I did, but I didn't. There's only 4 needles in the pack. I don't have a problem knitting with just 3 needles. Using the 4th as the thing. No problem with that. I can do it. A little bit math, figure it out. But I can do it. But I love these needles. Now, these kind of look similar to the Knit Pro Basics. They even have a similar finish. I think Knit Pro's a little bit more like slick. There's no sizing on it, so you keep the plastic thing because it's a better quality of plastic than what the needles come in today. This is actually like, you can use it, it's that vinyl plastic. It's not that cellophane plastic and cardboard that the needles come in today. Anyway, and I like these needles. I love them. Now, they're vintage. I like vintage. Who doesn't like vintage? Anyway, I went and ordered I mean, they're good. They're not expensive to find them. The shipping is actually a little bit more expensive because most of the people that have them are in Canada. I found places. There's one place in England, in the UK, but shipping was like $20. And I'm not going to pay $5 for a pair of needles and $20 for shipping. Like, to me, I'm like, I mean, yes, it's worth it because they're vintage and you can't find them, but I found sellers in Canada and shipping was only like $6-7, and I'm close to Canada, so I'm in Pennsylvania. So, I mean, it's not a far, but, you know, shipping won't be as much. So now I'm waiting all of that. In the meantime, because like I ain't got nothing better to do, let me put this away for right now. In the meantime, besides the fact that I still have to finish the sweater I started another one. Yarn Inspirations top down knit pullover with short sleeves. Now, over the summer, I had started this cardigan from the Weekend Sweater book. And I started it, what's the name of it? It's called, where are you? Here, I found them. Is there no, oh, I didn't print the name, I don't think. But I had started this sweater. And I realized very quickly with the yarn I was using, not that I couldn't do it because I was making it and I got about that much done, but I was using drops. I don't even have the, do I still have the label? Yes. I was using Drops Bell. And Drops Bell is a cotton, viscose, and linen blend. So you know it's going to be drapey. But I could see right then and there it was going to be too big. So I said, I pulled that whole thing out. I hated it. I didn't like the way it was looking. It was bottom down, which is fine. I needed to use a different yarn for that, which I think I have something. But I'm going to make this. And this is a yoke. So there's no, it's not like a what's it called? It's not a raglan. And if all goes well, I'll make another one with long sleeves. But I'm making it. And this is the top. And it seems like it's going to be okay. I might have been able to use smaller needles. But I can always wear like a tank top or something under it. Anything. I mean, you kind of can see through it. But not enough to be alarming. You know, like I see light through it, but I can't see through it. So we'll see how that works out. I was enjoying knitting that the other day. I don't know why I needed to. I just was like, ugh. I really should get these socks done though, because that's my second sock I was working on. I forgot to tell you what this was. This is a Ice Yarns Pure Alpaca. Wait, I don't even know what it is. Hold on. I'm going on almost 30 minutes. I have no clue. Where's I must have thrown it away. Oh, no. Pure Merino Worsted. And the blue is Hobie Diablo, which is a mohair nylon acrylic blend. And I was going to do the whole sock held double. But because these needles were so slippery, I was having a hard time with where's my first sock? It's not in here. Hold up. Oh, yes it is. All right. So when I was knitting the first sock, I was struggling a little bit with slippery needles, and I got that far. I said, oh, no, not doing it. So I finished, but then I kind of like the way that is. I'm actually going to call these my frozen socks. And then I was like, oh, let's do the heeling with the held double, since I kind of got you know, a thing, like a hold on a needle, so to speak. So I did the heel. And then I was like, oh, well, then let's do the toe, too. So I kind of like the way they turned out. They're cute. And that little line there is just the tail. I didn't realize I knit the tail in when I was going around of the mohair when I broke it off. I don't care. Nobody sees it anyway. But, I like them. I like the way they fit. They're smushy. And I made them a little bit longer. I like to play, like I'm knitting plain vanilla socks, but I play with color. I don't need no fancy pattern. Like every so often I might do a texture or something, but I like to play with color instead of patterns. What else? Okay, so on to acquisitions. What is this? Oh, an acquisition. My son wants me to knit him a new sweater. I knit him a sweater 2 years ago from Ice Yarns in their classic Aran yarn in like a burgundy color. Now he's got a little chunky monkey from being on quarantine and not, you know, whatever, not being in school. It still fits him. It stretches about here, but it's kind of fitted on him now. It's not as loose. So he's like, I went to put it on him. We were going out and, you know, over a t-shirt. And he's like, it fits, mommy, but I need a new one. And he likes his sweater. My son is knit worthy, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, so I was like, all right, well, pick out yarn. And when, you know, I'll buy it when, you know, I save up a couple dollars and I'll buy it. So he picked Stylecraft Highland Heathers. Now, the issue with this yarn, there's no issue. It looks a lot different on the computer screen or the tablet screen. So when it came in, it's got like he wanted a navy blue. And he liked the way this looked on the screen. Now it's got some like red, like it's iridescent, if you can see that. It's got some it's like red and pinks and whatever. And I'm sure it'll knit up fine. He said he didn't have a problem with that. He's like, I like it. Okay. You like it. Be happy with it. I probably bought more than I needed. I bought 1, 2, 3, 5 balls. Definitely bought more than I needed. But better safe than sorry. And I'm going to just knit him. I'm going to find him a pattern. I'll probably just knit the flax again. Minus the sleeve thing. In a bigger size. And the other thing I had bought was these. Which is what I told you. The classic double pointed drops. Pro drops. The classic double pointed needle set. Now I kept this because this has... Actually, I didn't need to keep that. I didn't need to keep it. But it has 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. Which is cool. And if I show you again, I'll show you. These are the 2s. They are very shiny. Very, well, you see how shiny that is? Like, very shiny. But they're a decent needle for socks. Like, they're not fancy. You don't need fancy needles, do you? I have too many DPNs to begin with. I didn't need these. But I like to try out different needles. Even though I love my ChiaoGoo DPNs, I wanted to try out a different needle. Because, oh, I feel like using this one today. Or I feel like using this brand today. Let's see, what else did I buy? I bought this from Michaels when I had went to Exchange Delight. Then I realized this is like, it's stretchy. I don't like the stretchy. I don't like that yarn. I love the color. It's very pretty. It's got like mauve and green and coral and gray and white. It's called Rosalita. I think it's a very pretty yarn, but I didn't realize, because my husband was rushing me, I didn't realize it's that stretchy type of, like it's got that a little bit of stretch to it, like it's elasticy, like elasticy. And it says it says use 2.75 needles. If you look how thin that yarn is, look how thin that, wait. Look how thin that is. 2.75 needles will leave you with holy yarn. Very holy yarn. This is acrylic, viscose from bamboo, which gives it that elastic, and polyester. I guess maybe I should have looked at this yarn before I picked it up and bought it, because even though bamboo is supposed to be good, I don't think it would be good. Anyway, last thing I purchased, because I'm going on 30 some odd minutes. I have these moments where I want to buy things, and I put them and I watch them and I save for them, and I wanted to try Wensleydale yarn fiber, and I get my fiber from the Woolworth. I forgot who I heard say it. I don't remember what YouTube channel they were spinning some up. So I went on the Woolery and I was watching it for a while, and finally I was like, you know what? I had got a Christmas bonus from work. I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. And then I also bought yet another drop spindle. A bottom whirl. This is a Louette, and this is why I bought it. I do not need another drop spindle. This, I think, would be good as a beginner spindle. It's heavy. I did not need it, but I bought it, and I actually like it. It's not a bad, it's not a bad. It spins really well. I like the yarn. It has a little bit of a fuzz to it. I'm pretty consistent in my spinning. It's soft. It has a soft sheen. I may dye this. I may or I may not dye it. I'm not sure yet. But that's basically what's been going on in my life. What I've been working on, what I've been buying, because I have moments at like 1 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy that. So I buy it. And then I don't tell my husband I bought it. And I'm like, oh, I bought that before Christmas and it's just now coming. Don't tell him. Anyway, I'm going to head out. I haven't been reading any books lately. But I actually made a few purchases. But I'll show you that on another video because I'm way over time. So, I will see you guys later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. My handle on Instagram is Goya Snow, GOYA_SNO. No, I'm lying. GOYASNOW. It's one word. Goya Snow. But yeah, that's it for now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I was gone for so long, and I'll see you guys in a few days maybe. I'll do my book video. See you later. Bye.